Welcome to East Africa Speaks. My name is Mike. On this channel, we highlight East Africa through cultural videos, in-person interviews with locals, as well as hear the experience from diasporans within the region, as well as other expats. Please follow us for weekly uploads, and yeah, let's get into the video. All right, welcome to another episode of East Africa Speaks. We are joined today with Mayah from Mayah Speaks.
Hi, yes, Mayah Speaks.
And how are you doing today?
I am Safi Sana, which is great here in Swahili. I'm doing great. I can't complain.
Okay, that's good.
Beautiful day out. We're at the beach. Like, are you serious?
Right.
I'm great.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you again for jumping on the platform, and yeah, let's get into it.
You're welcome. Karibu Sana.
So, as I shared before, the reason we made this platform is to get to know people who are in East Africa, but to also hear from diasporans who have come from North America, the UK, Europe, who are migrating or, who are coming here for the first time, trying to find their roots, maybe having the experience of what it's like to be, around people who look like you all the time. And so let's just start from there. What brought you to Tanzania?
What brought me to Tanzania was I was over in what you call America, that we call like Babylon. Looking through the lenses, we were dealing with COVID at the time, and we saw a lot of our freedom and liberty being stripped from us. That's what we would say, with the mask and the restrictions and all that. And so when we would look through the tube, we saw this great man called Dr. John Pombe Magufuli. And I don't know, you know history. He was like, he tested some fruit, animal. Well, the people was like, listen, we're not doing that. So I was like, okay, so I really, care about my liberties. Let me go and see what's happening under the leadership of this great man. So we hopped the plane and we came. Well, when I say we, like I say, I speak in unity because I'm by myself. But most of us hopped the plane and came over into this beautiful place called Tanzania. And we've been here, like, I've definitely been here ever since. Sometimes I go back home, but that's what brought me the liberty of coming back, of living like yesteryear, without the masks and the restrictions and what have you. So, yeah.
All right. And since arriving here, I don't know, what perspective do you have? Like, how do you feel since coming out here?
It can be topsy-turvy sometimes because, we go through our ups and our downs because we're having to learn the system here, which is totally different from the West, and we're also linking up to fight with the immigration. So that puts us at a lot of, like a wall, because most of us finding that we have to leave every 90 days to go at that point to get nose raped, with the COVID test. But thank goodness a lot of that's calming down. But what we are focusing on, like I say, is trying to make sure that we don't have to be treated as like, and we're not the colonizers. We were taken from here. This is our home just as much as right as the other melanated beings here. So, yeah. But other than that, it's beautiful. The people are beautiful, peaceful. But we do deal with things, I'm not making it all sugarcoated here.
Right. Yeah. There are the challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about that then. So, like, would you say, coming here, have you traveled to Africa before? Is it your first time coming to the continent? Did you have previous experience, we'll say, internationally?
No.
Okay. All right.
I was a homebody Florida chick, nurse, doing my thing. But, it didn't matter. And plus, I always wanted to visit Africa as well. Because looking through the lens of the West and what they were telling us and showing us about Africa with the babies with the big bellies, flies, and 30 cents of coffee a day, like, seriously, right? So, that's my first experience coming here, and it definitely was an eye-opener, and coming to find out that we were indoctrinated pretty heavy over there, so, yeah.
Okay. Now, the response from, like, friends, family coming out here, because that's a pretty big leap. You've never left home, always been to Florida, and you're like, I'm going to go to East Africa. So what was the response from your family and friends?
I'm sorry. We go through this all the time. Because a lot of my family and a lot of my friends' family, they haven't experienced Africa. They've only experienced it through the lens of the television and social media, what have you. Well, no, social media will tell the truth, but nevertheless, so sometimes you have family. Well, I had them asking me, like, do they have cars? Like, did you see a lion today? I'm so serious. I'm like, really? So they really did a number. And so then when COVID was out, and then, they had all those different variants, so, they would call me every day, they got this in South Africa, so you better be careful. And when I would get ready to travel back home, they're like, are you okay? You're like, so yeah, we would experience things like that from family in the West. But, now that they're looking through the lens of me being here and my channel, it has actually changed and opened up their eyes to see that Africa is not all that they tunnel vision us it to be. It's beautiful. You have people here that's actually affluent. We're not seeing the kids like that unless you go deep into the villages, because there are instances. But other than that, Africa is beautiful. I mean, look where we are, Bahari Beach. I mean, seriously, like I didn't wake up like this in America. Are you crazy?
We're in Florida, but it's different. It's like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, but let's also talk about as far as the peace aspect coming out here. I'm not sure if you dealt with anything, being in the United States, different levels of discrimination, whether it be job related, whether it be growing up, whether that be judicial, but has there been a change as far as like the amount of peace that you have, or the type of peace, or I don't know, what have you learned since being out here?
Well, the peace level here is totally different, meaning that in America, we just kind of wake up and get on this rat reel. You know what I mean? It's like you got to go, 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 go. By the time you get home, you're trying to eat in the car. You know what I mean? Maybe the kids got to get cereal, got to get back. And the pace here is what they call poly. You really know, it's really slow. And to be honest, coming from the West with that, what I'm going to call a microwave spirit, we want things right now until it irks our spirit. Being here, it actually, gives you the beauty of understanding the beauty in the slow pace. You know what I mean? Things that you would have missed by rushing, you get a chance to get that conversation that you thought may never happen. It happens while we're waiting, when we order our food and whatever. And that's the beauty. It actually just forces us to slow down a little bit, get back in touch with ourselves, get back in touch with nature. Over here, I'm actually back to planting a garden. America taught me it was about beautiful lawns. Africa taught me it's about beautiful gardens, about feeding yourself, self-sustainability, and the people around you, they teach you how to go back to the old ways, only thing we know how to, when we go hunting in America, the only hunting we know how to do is to go through the aisles of Walmart. Here, you actually get back to nature. And if anything should happen, life will carry on here in Africa. And these are the skills that was, I'm going to say robbed from us, that we are actually gaining back here on the motherland. We're actually learning how to feed ourselves from the land, catch rainwater, and also pass it down to the next generation to come. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's been my experience as well, kind of getting back in touch with nature. Also, I came out here to learn about farming.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, farming, so that's one thing that, I came out here for, to understand that. But let's also get into...
And wait a minute, you do know Morogoro feeds the whole East Africa. That's where most of our friends go buy land, and Morogoro is like the most fertile. That's why they got the university there, the agricultural university. So that's a good place for people to buy land and farm.
Okay, someone listening.
Yeah.
What? Say it again?
Morogoro.
Right. Okay. Now, let's talk also about expectations. I'm not sure if you had any expectations before coming out here. I'm not sure how much research you did prior to, buying your ticket, jumping on that plane and coming, I'm not sure if you went Europe first or like Middle East and then here. But let's talk about expectations before coming out here and how they've changed.
Well, my first tunnel vision to come to Africa, because they was having a year return in Ghana. So a lot of us was kind of focused over there until the big COVID thing happens. And that's what swayed me to Tanzania. And like I say, the Dot John, Pombe Magufuli. But coming here, did I have expectations? Not a lot. I just kind of was getting away from that. And I knew I always wanted to come to the motherland. I knew the motherland had what America didn't have, and which was me getting back in touch with my roots and my people, and actually having the experience of a lifetime of being around 99.99% of melanated people. You know what I mean? And I really wanted to experience that. Has anything changed? Yeah, a lot has changed since I got off the plane, because it's actually, it's a journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an impregnation journey. You get off that plane, but there's a birthing process for a lot of us. And when you speak to a lot of us, our stories are very, very similar. You get off the plane, I'm home. You know what I mean? Hey, you embrace everybody. I love you. They mistreated you. Let me hold you. They mistreated us too. You go through all that love, and then you realize, the people here are different. You know what I mean? And they come from a more indigent background, which puts them in a position to take advantage of us financially. And that we weren't used to that, because we trying to love you and you're trying to scam us, and we're trying to love you. Like, we didn't get no love back there. Are you telling me I can't get no love back from my own people? So that upsets a lot of people. And then a lot of people, if they're not financial savvy, causes a lot of them actually have to go back to the embassy and go home, or have family send them and they go home and they don't come back. And so, but that's like the middle transition of the birthing here in Africa. So once you get through that part, and you actually have to get somewhere and humble yourself and say, wait a minute, I didn't get an invitation letter here. You know what I mean? Yeah, we are in this country, and we are thankful for the opportunity of having the doors open when a lot of other countries had their doors closed. So let me get somewhere and learn these people, learn their culture, and figure it out. So when you get to over the anger part, you know what I mean, then you're really trying to get in with the locals. You start to understand things, and you develop a better relationship. And then you start to find those ones that you can trust, which makes it's so much different, because then those ones love you. They don't want you to leave. You got some that really actually love having us here, and thankful that we've returned home. So that part, you go through that. So now you want to build. Okay, so I want a business here. I didn't come back to rape, pillage, and rob Mother Africa. Came back to build with my people and bring the skills, since they look over at America as with these googly eyes. But, here we are. We are the ones, these are the hands and the feet and the children that built that place. We bring the skills to build here and teach you guys things. And you, in return, teach us things. And we become that family again. Yeah.